Guys, okay, stop whatever you're doing and listen, because this story is insane. Kim Kardashian dating a Tesla robot? Yep, you heard that right. The Kardashian queen might just be making history with a relationship that's totally out of this world, some say. But is this really what is to come? How did this even happen? What's the deal with robots and romance? The queen of reality TV and fashion could be stepping into a future no one saw coming. We're about to break down everything you need to know, and trust me, you won't want to miss this wild ride into the future. If you are new here and Maya, welcome to my channel. Stay tuned, because what we're about to uncover might just blow your mind.
All right, buckle up, everybody, because today's deep dive is going to be a wild one. We're venturing into the land of pop culture and robots, and maybe even a little bit of well, we'll get to that. Our source material today: Kim Kardashian and Tesla's new robots.
It sounds a bit out there, right?
Yeah.
But I think it actually touches on some pretty big questions we're all facing about AI, human relationships, where technology is taking us.
Exactly. So ready to unpack all this with us? Let's dive in. So the video starts with this big Tesla event. They're showing off the new Cybertruck, this crazy, futuristic robo-van.
They call it a robotaxi.
Right, robotaxi, but then out rolls Optimus, this humanoid robot.
Yeah, and that's where things go from, oh, that's cool, to hold on, what's happening here?
Right. Like self-driving cars, okay, we're kind of used to that by now, but a robot that walks and moves like a person.
That's some next level stuff.
It is. And the video really captures that future shock moment. Like you see Elon Musk, he's beaming, driving the Cybertruck, and then they cut to these shots of Optimus robots smoothly serving drinks to the attendees.
Very Jetsons, right?
Totally. Except it's not a cartoon, it's real life happening right now.
It makes you wonder, what can these robots actually do?
Well, that's where things get even more interesting. So the video dives into Optimus's capabilities, and get this, they're aiming to make them surprisingly affordable, somewhere between $20,000 and $30,000.
Seriously.
Yeah, which means they could be in a lot more homes and businesses than we might think.
Wow, that changes things a bit.
It does, and their purpose: replacing humans in repetitive tasks. Think mowing the lawn, grocery shopping, even, and I'm not kidding here, taking care of children.
Taking care of children, huh? That's an interesting way to put it. Repetitive.
Yeah, that kind of stuck out to me too. Like, it's a lot more than just repetitive, isn't it?
Right, there's emotional intelligence, human connection, all that stuff.
Exactly. Makes you think about how we value those things. If we're so focused on efficiency, are we losing sight of what makes us human? And it gets even more thought-provoking because Optimus is equipped with some serious tech.
Oh yeah, the video gets into that. Deep learning, memory capabilities.
Yeah.
Even the potential to surpass human intelligence.
Yeah, like, okay, little Black Mirror vibe here. So we've got robots that can learn, remember, and potentially outthink us.
And they can be everywhere. So it's not just about the robots getting smarter, it's about us getting wiser.
About how we use them, what it all means. And that brings us to the most unexpected part of this whole story. Kim Kardashian. Kim K and cutting-edge robots. How did that happen? Well, we'll dive into that and more in part 2 of this deep dive, so stay tuned.
It's a wild combination, isn't it? Kim Kardashian and robots.
Right. You see a headline like, is Kim Kardashian dating a Tesla robot? And you have to click.
Yeah.
The video doesn't really explain how she got involved with all this robot stuff, but suddenly her Instagram is full of robots and luxury cars.
Well, she's always been a master at whatever's trending, you know?
Yeah.
Making it part of her brand, even if it seems a little random.
Yeah, and at first the posts seemed kind of funny, like lighthearted, videos of the robots dancing, doing silly stuff.
But then
Things took a turn.
a little more attention-grabbing.
Exactly. Like there's this one photo of her squatting next to the Cybertruck with the robot right there beside her.
Yeah, I saw that one.
And then another one where they're holding hands.
It's like she's trying to, I don't know, make robot boyfriends a thing.
Right. And of course the internet went crazy. The video shows how for a minute everyone was united.
In their confusion.
Yeah, like, okay, this is officially weird. But that didn't last long.
Of course not. It dissolved into all the usual political arguments.
It's funny, though, isn't it? Kim K, who's, often seen as the symbol of excess consumerism,
Right.
she accidentally became this, lightning rod for all these anxieties we have about technology in the future.
Yeah, like she stumbled on a nerve and everybody started projecting their own stuff onto it.
Which brings us to another fascinating layer here, an article about robot relationships.
Oh yeah, that one was interesting.
It predicted that by 2025, more women than men would be in relationships with robots.
And here we are.
Right. It's not just a tabloid fantasy anymore, it's reflecting real trends.
Loneliness, reliance on technology, changing ideas about what a relationship can be.
Yeah, there was this one comment from the video that really stuck with me. Gentlemen, we are cooked.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I remember that one.
It's funny, but it also makes you think, like, are we really headed towards a future where people choose robots over human partners?
I don't think it's that simple. It's not robots versus humans, It's more about, I think, a need for connection that isn't always being met in traditional ways.
So as technology keeps evolving, it's not just about robots getting smarter, it's about us understanding how to integrate all this into our lives in a way that enhances our humanity, not diminishes it.
Exactly, and that brings us to something that might seem unrelated at first, but I think it ties in perfectly. We're talking about robots potentially outliving humans.
Robots are getting more sophisticated, but we have the potential to enhance our own capabilities too. It's pretty mind-blowing, but of course, not without its ethical dilemmas. In part 3, we're going to tackle those big questions. Is this progress or a slippery slope? We'll be right back. Covered a lot of ground here.
Yeah, that's a lot to process.
It really is. Like, we're practically living in a sci-fi movie at this point.
It's amazing how quickly things are changing.
It is. And I think it's easy to get caught up in the spectacle of it all, the shiny new robots, the crazy headlines. But we also need to be asking the tough questions like, what does all this mean for us? For humanity?
Exactly. Like, one of the biggest things the video brings up is the future of work. Robots replacing humans in all sorts of jobs. It's often presented as this inevitable progress, right?
Right.
But what if it comes at the cost of people's livelihoods, their sense of purpose?
That's a huge point. We can't just automate everything without thinking about the human cost. What happens to the people whose jobs are gone? And it's not just about money, it's also about the social aspect.
The community.
Yeah, the sense of accomplishment you get from work.
Exactly. Those are things we need to consider.
Absolutely. And then when you start talking about robots and relationships, things get even more complicated.
Oh, yeah. That's where the ethics get really tricky.
Because now we're not just talking about robots doing tasks, we're talking about them potentially fulfilling these deep human needs, companionship, intimacy, even love.
Can a robot really consent to a relationship? Can it actually feel emotions?
Right. Or are we just projecting our own needs onto a machine that's programmed to respond a certain way?
It's a whole new world, and we're kind of making it up as we go along.
And that article we talked about robot relationships becoming more common, is that progress? Or are we on a slippery slope? Like, are we headed towards a future where real human connection becomes rare?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Technology has this amazing power to enhance our lives, but also to maybe dehumanize us.
Yeah, it's all about how we use it.
We can't just be passive. We need to be actively shaping the future we want.
That's such a good point.
Technology is a tool, and like any tool, it can be used for good or bad.
It all comes down to us. So as robots become more a part of our lives,
It's not just about them getting smarter.
it's about us getting wiser, about recognizing that technology should serve humanity, not the other way around.
It's about remembering what it means to be human,
Exactly.
even as the world around us changes.
I think that's a perfect place to leave it. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, everyone. It's been a wild ride. And until next time, keep those questions swirling.
If you enjoyed the content and want more juicy updates, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on the latest celebrity news and drama. Thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you in the next episode where we will be spilling more tea, one celebrity story at a time.